Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Darlene. Today we are going to be reviewing a ceiling fan, so let's go ahead and get right into this. So as you can see, this is everything that comes in here. You have your fan blades, you have your glass cover that will go in that, the motor, little covers, you have a mount, some of the hardware to it and covers, bolts, and then in this one you have the light fixture, and some more, like these are the fan, it holds the fan blades, the remote, and all of this. So we're going to show you how to install it right now. So this is what the room looks like before I install the fan. As you can see, it's just something plain, nothing really nice.
Okay, so the very first thing that you want to do prior to doing anything with this fan is make sure you turn off the electricity to the fan. Last thing you want to do is get shocked and kicked off your ladder. One of the very first things I'm going to be putting up is this hanger bracket here, which is going to have 2 screws and washers. They're calling them M5 screws. And so we'll go ahead and install those now. This ceiling fan comes with 2 styles of down rods. So if you have a high ceiling, you could use the 10-inch down rod. If you have a lower ceiling, or if you don't want your kids hitting their head on the ceiling fan itself, definitely want to use the 4-inch down rod. I'm going to be using the 4-inch down rod today, so I will not be using the 10-inch down rod, but definitely a good feature. So before you do anything, because you're going to have to run wires through this, actually through the top, you can see that there's a bar, there's a screw here, and there's a cotter pin and another pin. What you're going to have to do before running any wires through it is you're going to go ahead and remove this first. Make sure you keep that, don't lose that cotter pin. Go ahead and remove that pin. And then there's one screw that's here that you can access right here that you want to go ahead and back out. So you'll back that out. Once you've backed that out, don't lose that screw either. And as you push it up, now you can remove that pin. Now the next step after you remove the pin and remove the hanger ball, obviously keep everything close by. And then what you want to do is to go ahead, you have this, so you have your ceiling canopy, which you'll go ahead and put through. You have your decorative cover there, so that'll kind of hold it. What you want to do next is you will go ahead and fish all of your wires through. Now, this comes with the remote, so that's really nice. So what you're going to do, most of these here, they're plug and play. Very, very simple. So you have your power, your neutral, you have your ground. So you're going to go ahead and take all of these wires and you're going to go ahead and put them through this hole that you have now opened up. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now that they are through. So now what you want to go ahead and do is grab your hanger ball. Go ahead and fit those through the hanger ball. You want to go ahead and bring it down into position. Once you've ran that hanger ball through, you can actually then put in your pin. Put your wires on one side and put in this pin. Okay. Now go ahead and just bring it down. Then go ahead and grab that screw that you took out earlier. Put that into place. Go ahead and tighten that back up. Okay, perfect. So we do have our ground wire that's readily available, and because I'm already here, I'm gonna go ahead and connect the ground. So within these packets, they come with some wire nuts, so that's pretty nice. So what you could do is you could just take them, you could start them, and then you could finish it with the wire nut. So now your ground is connected. Okay, so now we want to make sure once you've fished your wires all the way through, we'll go ahead and pull these remote wires out as far as we can go. Got the ground that's snagging on us. Okay, so before you get to reinstall your pin, you're actually going to have to take out 2 screws here. Not take them all the way out, just back them out until you have some clearance so that your down rod can fit in there. Once your down rod's in there, you'll just line up the 2 holes that are there for you. So let's go ahead and line up those 2 holes. Okay, so that's how that pin went in with the cotter pin, and we're going to go ahead and just put this decorative covering right over the top of it. Now it's completely covered up. So here is your remote control receiver, and so this is actually going to slide, once it's all connected, it's going to slide inside this mount here. Now, obviously, electricity is off. I can't stress that enough. Make sure the power's off, at least in this room, to be able to do this. I know some people work on it live, not me. So I wanted to obviously keep myself safe. I'm sure my wife behind the camera wants me to be around for a lot longer. So nonetheless, so you're gonna have 3 wires here. Obviously, one's gonna be your ground, the white's gonna be your neutral, the black's gonna be your live. Okay, so it's literally gonna be like a plug and play. Obviously, you're gonna have to use wire nuts, but you're gonna go for your black to your black, your white to your white, and your neutral. Now, here's what's interesting about your neutral. So what the manual says to do is there's actually going to be 4 wires ran together for your ground. So they want this to be ran together, and then if you remember when we were putting together the fan itself, those 2 ground wires will also be ran into this. So we'll probably need a little bit bigger wire nut for this one, not the little ones that they provide, but nonetheless. So they want 4, according to the manual, they want 4 of these ground wires ran together, and then these 2 will be ran together as well. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And the reason why I'm doing it like this is because this is a lot easier to maneuver or to play with instead of that big heavy thing that I'm about to pull up here when I have to install the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and install the neutral first. So we'll go ahead and get that up. Again, that's white to white. Then we will install the black to black. This is your live wire. Now that those are on, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the rest of the fan, and then we'll go ahead and install the ground. Okay, so you have the hanger ball here, this little black thing, right? We're going to go ahead and just take that hanger ball, move that up, and that hanger ball is just gonna sit, and it's just gonna hang right inside there, which is actually nice, so that takes away the weight from you. I will install the ground now, and I will plug in this receiver. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do is we will go ahead and plug this stuff in. So we'll go ahead and plug that one in. And now we will plug this one in. Okay, the wire nuts look good. So now the way that this is going to work, which is not going to be pretty, you're going to stuff all of these wires up into this little area that it's created for you with this hanger, and then you're actually going to slide this back into place in there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It's not going to be pretty, but nonetheless, we're going to get it done, and then we'll come back to you when we start the rest of it. Okay, so what you're going to do is that once you've hidden all your wires, this actual cover, there's 2 screws that are here, and the screws, I actually had to loosen them up a little bit. So that one goes there. If I can bring it out, you kind of need a short screwdriver to reach this stuff. Phillips. There we go. Okay. And then it says to tighten it up as much as you can. Obviously, we're not going to break the thing, but we're going to make sure that it's secure. So that's kind of nice. You can move this around a little bit to help you out. Okay. We're in. Okay, so this is your blade bracket, and here is your blade. Now, depending upon which side you want it to show on, we're wanting it to show on that side. You could do either or, but that's the side that's going to be seen from the ground. Okay, so If you want that side to show, then you put it this way and you would screw it in from the top there. If you want this side to be seen from the ground, then you would flip it, obviously vice versa. So we want that side to be seen. So we're gonna go ahead and take the blade bracket. What you can do is you could actually lay it on the ground. Now, it's a 15-piece set of screws and they have paper washers, okay? So what you can do is just go ahead and open those up, and you're gonna need every single nut, or excuse me, every single screw will need one of these paper washers. So you tighten them by hand and then just take your screwdriver. It's gonna be a Phillips. Again, don't overly tighten them. Now it's ready to go. We're just gonna do that a few more times. We got, so 2, 4, we got 5 blades to do. So we'll go ahead and do all this and then we'll show you how we install them. So now the install of the fan blade. This is actually, so there's 10 screws here. They have the little washers on them. So we're actually gonna go ahead and pull these out and we will start installing these one by one. So sometimes if you don't have the reach, you could start from the bottom and work your way up in there. Okay. First one's on. The blades are installed. On to the next step. Okay, so now onto the light kit. We've installed our light bulbs that we want to use. So we're actually utilizing a LED light, which has very low watt usage. What these allow is a max of 25 watts. So that's not too many watts. So you can get a lot of bang for your buck when you throw some LEDs in there that are pretty bright. So these are actually daylight LEDs. So you have 3 screws here. And so these 3 screws are actually going to have to go into these 3 holes here. But prior to doing that, what you want to do is you just want to go ahead and, it says that you have to remove them. I don't think so. I think that you can back them out. And yep, they backed right out. No problem. So what I will do, since they did all that, so I will go ahead, just because these are so small, I don't want to use them. I don't want to lose them, excuse me. I will go ahead and take this guy, get it started. Okay. But here's the biggest thing though, is that this will be absolutely useless if we lose all of our screws, but if we don't plug this in. So what we're gonna have to do is I would definitely, I'm not gonna plug this in. Obviously I'm gonna plug this in as long as I'm holding it here. I'm gonna go get all my screws real quick. But when I go to, and I'm ready to actually tighten up my screws, I'm gonna make sure that that gets plugged in, because don't leave it hanging on the wires. That's not good for the wires. So I'm gonna go get my screws and then I'm gonna install this thing, okay? So let's go ahead and install this. Perfect. Why is this just to get one in there? Can I do it? Okay, the glass. So let's go ahead and do this together. So we actually have a nut here. Yeah, move the glass. Go ahead and take the nut off there. So this is not the only thing that you're going to be removing. You're actually going to be removing this nut, and it looks like a plastic washer. Now, we will go ahead and insert the glass. This is glass, so be very careful. Make sure it goes all the way to the top. That's kind of cool. Protects the lights, at least, especially in a kid's room. Righty tighty, come on. Let's go ahead and put this guy on. And go ahead and tighten this up. Okay. We are on. So I'm going to level this out and make sure we're good to go before we hit power. And we will go ahead and check it out. Okay, so now that the fan is installed, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go through the controls. The remote itself, it actually comes with the fan. So up top, you're going to see the fan off, which is self-explanatory, and then you have your light, which is on and off. So we'll go ahead and just hit that button so our lights immediately come on. That's a good thing, right? That means we wired it correctly. Now this dial here is going to be for the speed of the fan. So you can go from number 1 speed, which is pretty low, or you can turn it up to speed 5. Now, the number 4 here, so this is going to be like timing control of the fan. You actually have the direction of your fan there, right? Forward or reverse, obviously, where, you know, in the winter or in the summer. So you could change the direction of the fan just with the one click of the button. And again, you actually have your actual timing control of the fan, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, or 8 hours. And if you want to turn the fan off, turns off. And if you want to turn the light off, okay. And that's it. Praise the Lord. It works. We installed it correctly. It has a very good look to it. It works perfect. I don't have any issues. Obviously, just installed it. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be able to install this and give you guys this review here today. So have a blessed day.